since you don't have it covered like he does, because he has kind of a plastic greenhouse covering over it, how often do you have to come out and say weed it or work in the garden?
Actually, it waters itself. They're all on timers. They are timed to water for 2 or 3 minutes 3 times a day, unless it's a humid day, and then we cut it back.
Weeding?
And weeding, pretty much none. When I come out and I do their weekly feed, and when I'm putting the feed in, I might find a weed once or twice a month, but almost no weeds.
Tough to grass or something.
We went through a short time when we had slugs, but I just started picking the slugs out, and we haven't seen any for a while. The most work that there has been with this has been pruning the tomatoes and keeping them tied up.
Because those things are just growing.
And there are times when they get really, really heavy. The twine that I have on them is okay for these this year, but next year I'll put heavier twine on them. For one thing, when they get really thick and heavy like this, the twine can end up cutting into the plant.
You have to be real careful how you wind it.
Yeah. But we are so pleased with this.
We're going to put a long bed along the back there.
Along that fence line?
Yeah.
Taking out all of our pretty plants, putting vegetables in.
And we're going to put rain gutters up there and put the strawberries in the rain gutter.
Oh, yeah.
Because we started so late this year, there was no the strawberry season was already over by the time we.
Yeah, my strawberries are just running right now.
Huh?
My strawberries are just running right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I put these in here so that they'd have the benefit of the feed. But it was after they had...
Oh, there are strawberry plants in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just
Some good,
didn't even look at the... Yeah.
There's just no fruit on
Not time yet.
But next year they'll be good.
Yeah, we've got it a little as... I think we've got it as crowded as possibly. And,
the book and David told us to put the boxes at least 4 feet apart.
Right.
And he said the minimum you should go is like 3.5 feet. And we kind of measured out, and we started out with a little over 4 feet, and then we had almost 4 feet. And when we got to here,
so wide, you know,
yeah.
you
when we got to here, we
vision
had,
what this stuff is going to do.
Yeah. So we had, okay, we can put this bed here, and then we've got nothing, or we can move this bed a little closer and just do 2.5 feet in here. Big mistake. Because, now
you just can't walk through there.
No. Well, I could until the potatoes began tipping over.
These potatoes are about done here.
Now, have you gotten a lot of potatoes from there?
Yes.
What I got there just out of the top of one plant.
Right.
So you can imagine there's probably 100 pounds of potatoes.
And this, probably more than half of them are potatoes that we bought from the grocery store that went to seed. And so I just put them in.
Just put them in there?
I bought a bag of seed potatoes for 99 cents because it was late in the season, and put those along this side. And
that's little ones.
We cooked some potatoes in the motorhome a few days ago that were store-bought potatoes. Honey, I told the boys they can do this. And they just, it was like, what's wrong with these potatoes? They just don't taste good.
Yeah.
Because we're so used to having these fresh ones.
Now, when do you start harvesting the potatoes? I mean, do you start like...
We've been harvesting.
Yeah, but when was the first...
I waited until they blossomed. And I was watching a video online, and somebody had gone in and just poked his hands around the roots and said, you can check this way and see if they're ready to harvest. And he said, oh, look, there's one. He pulled it off, and he said, you can do this. You can go through and just
take one at a time.
2 or 3 potatoes from different plants, and they'll keep growing. That's what we've been doing through the summer.
That's a good idea.
So probably, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks we've been harvesting. Maybe not that long. We planted the potatoes about the 15th of June, 14th, 15th of June. So, yeah, they had been growing for about 6 or 8 weeks when we started harvesting them.
Yeah, we just pulled the 6 plants that we had that actually produced, and we did it all at one time, and now I just have a box full of potatoes, and we're eating a lot, but...
We imagine we'll probably get, we will weigh it. We're estimating we'll probably get close to 100 pounds of potatoes.
Oh yeah, easily in there.
Easily. And I've been hesitating digging them up because they're so good, fresh. But, you know, obviously they're ready to be dug up. It's
right.
time.
Yeah. No fresh potatoes out of it, just.
There is a lady in Tacoma who has a Mittleider garden, and I chat with her. I can ask her. She has a bigger Mittleider garden. She has 4 30-foot by 4-foot grow beds.
Wow.
3 or 4. And she has frames on them, and her husband has done some beautiful work building. We have these little blocks, just little triangle blocks down here to hold the pipe up.
Oh yeah.
He built these beautifully shaped things that come up from the edge of the box and come out and hook around. Just crafted beautiful wooden hooks to hold them.
Who did that?
So Deborah's husband. So anyway, I can talk to her if you're interested.
I'm always interested to get more info about this. I do a different type of gardening, so I don't have a lot of time to spend learning every single one that's out there. So I always defer to people who already have done it, and then just listen to them talk.
This is almost like hydroponic gardening, only soil. But because you make your own soil, you control everything that goes into it, and you don't have a lot of weeding, but you don't have the expense of setting up for hydroponic either. That's pretty expensive.
I see down here, is that like a cloth or is that plastic? Like a
This here?
Yeah.
That's just ground cloth.
Do you have that underneath your beds?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's just for the
David
walkways?
said
Just to stop the mud.
You want to leave it open so that the plants can get the roots down into actual soil.
Right.
And we're debating whether to leave the granite chunks or whether to put, what is it that you want to put down?
I want to put wood chips. Just find these people that cut down trees and stuff and chew that up and put wood chips in here.
And now's the time of year to get them too.
Yeah.
Get them by the truckload. They're cutting down, PSC's cutting down all of the tree lines right now.
Well, it's not full of
Well,
weeds.
it doesn't take that much. It's not going to take that much to clean it up.
It has mildew, but I've got sulfur spray to spray on them, and that'll clear the mildew up. So
I still don't know whether these have been this size for the last month.
I will get an answer for you. Somebody out there on the internet knows, and they will tell me.
These were just plants that she bought down at the
farmer's market. Somebody had a flat of them.
I have a couple kiwi plants that I got at the farmer's market.
Oh, yeah?
And I am afraid to plant them anywhere because they're destructive.
Yeah.
And I think I need to build a frame like this for them.
Isolate them.
Yep.
Yeah, this is...
This is strong. Yeah, it's pretty strong.
I thought when David first built that one and put the 4x4s up there and the 2x4s up, what are you doing? I mean, this isn't a little overkill. And
You're like, no, it's not.
That they're supporting, and plus on top, besides that, you're going to put, frames and plastic over the whole thing, and it has to support all of that.
Yeah. So it's this will stay. This will stay here for years and years, and it will be productive. And with the Mittleider soil in there, it's easy, even when seeds blow in there, it's easy to just pluck them out. And it's such soft soil. I mean, like I said, this all looks pretty nice when it's cleaned up. But It's just...
See, this would be a perfect spot to just sit,
Oh, yeah.
have a little fire when it gets
Yeah, this is the
cooler, and
idea.
watch the garden.
That's the idea.
Yeah, this is
I put this
nice.
shoe on that little fence because people keep cutting through the blueberry bushes over here, so that prevents that. And then, first thing I did when we moved in was built that deck. And then I put the pond in. And a friend of mine gave me the pond liner. It's that real thick stuff, a good pond liner. And it's been in for, oh gosh, probably 6 years, I guess. Never had a leak in it. And this, I don't know what that's called, this stuff here. But
The
it
moss
looks so
kind of
cool.
a,
It grows
it
up.
does.
And David and Sue gave us, they had a bunch of these lawn nodes when they moved to Texas, and they gave us the lawn node. But it's just kind of grown up, and it just looks awesome, I think.
It does. Now, what about trees? Do you have any fruit trees here?
Yeah, there's a plum tree there, and a dying cherry tree here. Something ate all the bark around the bottom of it. It's dying, and I don't know whether it's, I really don't know what happened to it.
Oh, wow.
But, you know.
Yeah, that is weird. Almost looks like it was buried and it got uncovered, kind of, you know, how it's...
But it just, the bark is...
And it's like a tarish
Yeah.
kind of a feel to it.
Okay.
Anybody out there know what that is?
Okay.
Look at that. It's even, it's seeping off of here, sticking on like the plants.
Dennis.
Huh?
That was David.
What was?
Yeah. Yeah, that poor little cherry tree is.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Something
that's an
chewed
apple
on
down
it,
there
and,
that has yet to produce. But
You
it
have an
will.
apple there.
It will. And
we have too much.
way too much.
We have too much stuff out
No.
here, and we have to thin everything out. We've been thinning it out for the last year.
That bamboo is going crazy over there.
Yeah, I don't ever want bamboo anywhere close to anything that I have. It just will not give up.
My grandsons came home one day with 2 little bamboo trees, and so they're isolated over there in a corner where I'm not growing anything else, and under instructions, do not take anything off here and plant them anywhere else.